Did you know that Kid Flash, Wally West, outruns even his mentor, the original Flash, in terms of speed? Yes, we're talking about the witty, impulsive, and lightning-fast Wally West, better known as Kid Flash. A key member of the Teen Titans, Kid Flash's incredible speed often sets him apart from his peers, making him an essential asset to the team. So how did Wally West become Kid Flash? Well, it all began with a lightning bolt. Wally was just a regular kid until one fateful day when he was struck by lightning. This was no ordinary bolt, mind you, but one supercharged with chemicals from his Uncle Barry's laboratory, who was none other than the original Flash. This accident didn't just leave Wally with a cool scar. It granted him super speed, transforming him into Kid Flash. Now, when we say super speed, we're not talking about running a little faster than everyone else. Kid Flash's speed is quite literally off the charts. He's been known to outrun bullets, lasers, and even time itself, making him the fastest member of the Teen Titans. With this speed, he can accomplish feats that are simply impossible for ordinary humans. But it's not just his speed that makes Kid Flash special. Wally West is also known for his quick wit and impulsive nature. He's the guy who cracks a joke in the heat of battle, lightening the mood with his humor. Yet, his impulsiveness often lands him in hot water, making his journey as a superhero all the more interesting. Kid Flash's speed is not just a cool superpower, but it also raises intriguing questions. How does his body withstand such extreme velocities? What happens when he runs faster than light? And most importantly, what is the science behind this super speed? Yes, Kid Flash is indeed a remarkable character with his lightning-quick wit and super speed. But what is the science behind this super speed? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of Kid Flash's super speed and the science that powers it. You're in for a thrilling ride. So, how can someone like Kid Flash move faster than the speed of light? Let's delve into the science behind it. To unpack this, we first need to understand what speed and velocity are. Simply put, speed is the measure of how quickly an object moves, while velocity is speed in a given direction. Our everyday understanding of speed comes from our experiences with cars, trains, and planes. But when we talk about speed in physics, especially at the cosmic level, it becomes a bit more complex. Now, in the DC universe, the concept of the speed force comes into play. This is an extra-dimensional energy source that provides power to speedsters like Kid Flash. It's what allows them to defy the laws of physics, achieving speeds faster than light. In our reality, however, things work a bit differently. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, the speed of light in a vacuum is the maximum speed at which information or matter can travel. This is approximately 300,000 kilometers per second. No matter how much energy you pour into an object, you can't push it past this cosmic speed limit. This is because as an object approaches the speed of light, its relativistic mass increases until, at the speed of light, it becomes infinite. Infinite mass would require infinite energy to move, which is, of course, impossible. So in the real world, Kid Flash's super speed is a scientific impossibility. But in the world of comics, the speed force serves as a creative workaround, a fictional concept that allows our heroes to perform feats beyond the limits of real-world physics. It's important to remember that while these stories are inspired by science, they are ultimately works of fiction. They allow us to explore the boundaries of our understanding and imagine what could be possible if the rules were different. While it's fascinating to imagine, surpassing the speed of light remains in the realm of fiction. But let's move on to another interesting aspect of Kid Flash's speed. Kid Flash's speed often allows him to travel through time. But how does that work? Enter the theory of relativity, a concept proposed by Albert Einstein. In layman's terms, this theory states that time and space are interwoven into a single continuum known as space-time. But here's the kicker. Time isn't the same everywhere. It can stretch, it can squeeze, it can be affected by gravity and speed. This is where things get interesting for our speedy friend, Kid Flash. According to Einstein's theory, the faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. This phenomenon is known as time dilation. Imagine you're aboard a spaceship traveling close to the speed of light. From your perspective inside the ship, time appears to move normally. But if someone were to observe you from Earth, they would see time aboard your ship moving much slower in comparison. This means that while you might age only a single year during your high-speed journey, several years might pass on Earth. So how does this relate to Kid Flash? Well, as the fastest member of the Teen Titans, Kid Flash's speed often brings him close to the speed of light. If he were to maintain such speed for a certain duration, he would experience time dilation. From his perspective, only a few moments might pass. But for the rest of us moving at normal speed, much more time would elapse. This is how Kid Flash could potentially jump into the future. But what about traveling back in time? That's a bit more complicated. The theory of relativity doesn't rule it out, but it involves exotic concepts like wormholes and negative energy. These are highly theoretical and not yet fully understood by scientists. In theory, if Kid Flash can approach the speed of light, he could indeed travel through time. But remember, this remains a theoretical concept. Ever wondered about the physical implications of super speed on Kid Flash's body? Well, let us dive right into it. One cannot simply talk about super speed without addressing the elephant in the room, the metabolic demands. For Wally West, aka Kid Flash, to perform his superhuman feats, his body would require an extraordinary amount of energy. Human metabolism, as we understand it, would not suffice. It would need to be supercharged in a way that defies our current understanding of biology. Kid Flash would need to consume and process food at an unprecedented rate to power his super speed. Imagine having to eat the equivalent of a Thanksgiving feast several times a day, just to keep up. Another crucial aspect is the impact of friction and air resistance. To the uninitiated, these might seem like minor inconveniences, but for a super speedster, they are anything but. At the incredible speeds Kid Flash reaches, even the thin layer of air we move through effortlessly becomes a formidable barrier. It's like trying to run through a wall of jelly. The friction generated could create enough heat to ignite the air around him. But worry not, our hero isn't going up in flames anytime soon. Comic lore has conveniently provided a solution, a protective aura that shields speedsters from these effects. Now let's consider the strain on his body. Running at such high speeds would create immense pressure on his muscles, bones, and organs. Even with the resilience of a superhero, Kid Flash's body would need to be significantly more durable than that of an average human to withstand these forces. And lastly, we must consider the mental toll. Processing information at super speed would be a cognitive challenge. Kid Flash would need to think, react, and make decisions at a speed that matches his physical abilities. Fascinating, isn't it? The physical implications of super speed are as interesting as the speed itself. So, we've dived deep into the world of Kid Flash and the science behind his super speed. We started our journey with a look at the character of Kid Flash, Wally West, and how his super speed came to be. A lightning strike, coupled with a cocktail of chemicals, created the fastest member of the Teen Titans. His impulsive nature and quick wit are as much a part of his character as his ability to move at astounding velocities. Then, we shifted gears to explore the scientific concept of speed. Speed, in essence, is the rate at which an object changes its position. In Kid Flash's case, this rate is typically faster than the speed of light, pushing the boundaries of what we understand as possible, both in comic books and in real-world physics. We delved into the theory of relativity next, opening the door to the intriguing possibility of time travel. If Kid Flash can move faster than light, according to Einstein's theory, he has the potential to break the time barrier. It's a mind-bending concept, but it's one that adds a fascinating layer to the character and his abilities. Our exploration wouldn't be complete without considering the physical implications of super speed. We discussed how Kid Flash's body would need to adapt to withstand the extreme forces he experiences, from the friction of air resistance to the impact of stopping suddenly from high speeds. It's a testament to the resilience of this young hero and to the imaginative world of comic book science. We've taken quite the scientific tour, guided by the fleet-footed Kid Flash. From understanding the basic principles of speed to delving into the complexities of relativity and the physical demands of superspeed, we've seen how comic book science can spark curiosity, inspire learning, and offer a fun way to engage with real-world physics. While the super speed of Kid Flash remains a marvel of comic book science, it gives us a wonderful opportunity to explore and learn about